what up, guy? DepriveD Productions, J to the O to the SH back in UE4. We're going to change it up a little bit. Jump back into the world development tutorial number 11. We're going to talk about taking terrain objects today and editing them in a certain way. They look like these trees. See these trees up here? Got them trees, terrain style objects, rocks, trees, whatever. And we're going to use the construction script to set up an easy way for us to use these objects in our world without it being so complicated. Let's say you were going to give your game to an editor and you needed his life to be easy. That's what we're going to work with today. And I can't really explain it without showing you, so I'm just going to show you. And I'm going to say that this is just, I think this is productive. You may not. It's whatever. Let's go check it out. Now, the thing is, we have some flat ground up here. And by the way, this is a pretty empty world. You probably thought, oh, snap, he built a whole map. Nah, I got you. I was just playing. But seriously, I'm just playing around and just having some fun. Now, the thing is, check this out. I've got these 3 trees, okay? I got a tree right here. And then I have one more tree, and then I got a different type of tree. Okay, so I got trees. Okay, but let's say each one of these trees was going to be a blueprint, to where you could walk up to it like in a survival game and cut down the wood and gather the wood, and it falls over. So you're going to have all these blueprints. Or what if you have 10 different types of trees? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's too much. You're like, oh God, we're gonna think of a way today with a blueprint to make it super easy. So let's delete these bad babies. We don't need them, and let's create one blueprint. Let's go to the blueprint class here, actor. I'm gonna name it Tree BP, because that's what it is, bro. That's what it is. Double click it. UE4 doesn't know how we do all of a sudden, so we got to move it over here. I'm gonna grab the first tree out of the 3, just the big one here. Bring it over to the tree BP and drop it there. Boom. Now we need to talk about. Oh God. Now we need to talk about where it's placed based off the root of the blueprint. But we'll talk about that in a second. What we're going to be doing is now, if I may, I'm just going to go ahead and pull the tree BP into the map. Nice. Okay. Now the point is, we're going to be doing everything in the construction script. Okay. But there's one thing we got to do first. The thing is, we only have 1 tree. We have 3 trees and 1 blueprint, and that's what we're going to set up first. So we're going to set up some variables in the construction blueprint. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go to variables, press plus. I want you to type in tree and then int, and that's what I'm going to name it. And what that means is it's going to be an integer. But I'm going to take a number, 0, 1, or 2, and I'm going to have that number decide which tree it picks. You know what I'm saying? So let's grab our tree int, get it, you know what I'm talking about, and then type in select, bro. You see a little select, okay? We're going to need 3 options, so press the plus sign, okay? Let's start here, but what are we doing? What are we going to do? We're going to set the static mesh of the tree. So this is the tree. Let's go ahead and right-click and rename that, tree. So we got our tree model. That's the tree model we had, right? We're going to grab it and type in set static mesh. You know what I'm saying? Up. Set static mesh. Yeah, baby. Now, we can plug that straight into the construction script, put it right here, and then drag this new mesh and plug it into the return value, and you'll see that the select node has updated to what we need it to be. So now what we'll do is go back and forth between our windows and grab this first giant one right here. Obviously, 0 is going to be that, okay? We'll grab the second one here. This will be number 1, will be this bad baby. And then number 2 will be this bad baby. We got these 3 spruce kind of leaves, and all we need to do now is go down to the tree int and click the little eyeball, bro, make it yellow. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Now what happens is, let's go ahead and delete this tree. We're going to delete the tree and drag a new one in. Boom. Now you'll see over here in the details panel, we got tree int that's set to 0, but if I set it to 2 or 1 or 0, it'll change on the fly. And then I hold Alt and create another one, 0. And I hold Alt and create another one, 2. Or later I go back and I'm like, man, I don't want that one to be that one. And I don't have to drag in other stuff. And the point is, I've got a more simple way of switching between meshes. Now that's not too bad. And we've toyed with the construction script before, so that's pretty normal. But the point is, we're using it with meshes now. Now let me do one more thing while we're here. I may want to change the height. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna change the height of my tree, bro. I'm gonna grab the tree, set world scale 3D, if you can find it, if you can spell, okay? Unlike people like me. So, set world scale 3D. Now the thing is, I want to change the whole scale. And yeah, I get it. You're probably thinking, bro, can't you just go out here and toy with it, like, you know, grabbing your guy and then just toy with it right here? Well, remember, you're changing the size of the whole blueprint, and you may not want to do that. So it's okay to have your own variable in here. But I don't want to change all the scales. I want to just change the Z. So it's right-click and split the pin. You'll see that it's done this, right? Well, let's make sure these are set to 1. You know, all 3 of them, because we want it to stay at the regular size. But what we need to do now is promote the Z to a variable, okay? And that variable's going to have a little dot well, you gotta click the eyeball, I want to name this tallness. I mean, is that a word? I don't know, bro. But here we go. Let's go back into it now. And now we got tallness. So I can change it to whatever one I want and then change how tall it is and change it back to another one and then change how tall it is. And it's just real quick moves. Real quick moves. You know what I'm saying? I got it all set up here. You're like, bro, can't you just use... You can, bro. But I'm just trying to tell you that if you change the size of your entire blueprint based off what all's going on here, that may not work very well based off how you're doing things. It's just an option. I just want to throw that out there. Well, I'm going to set this back to 1, set this back to 0, and there we go. Now, this is really what I want to talk about. If I pull in the tree BP, I want you to watch what happens. Let's say I pull in the tree BP and put it right here. You notice how it's dropping to the ground? You know how it's dropping when I move it? It drops to the ground. And you're like, that's pretty sweet, bro. Well, it's not going to do it after it lands because now I have the arrows, right? And now it's in the air. And I'm going to have to move it around. And if I can Alt-P and I'm like, oh, that one's a little low. I got to come over here and I got to move it down. I got to double check. Now, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with doing that. You know, sometimes you got to move them up and left. And that can get really annoying. I mean, it can. You're like, well, bro, I could just drag in more of them. Well, I mean, you maybe have 100 trees here and then decide to move them around. So this is something that I do sometimes, and this is just something I do, and then sometimes I erase the code after I'm done building the map. So what I do is I use a line trace to basically drag, I drag the tree down to the map at all times. And we're going to do that in the construction script as well. So check it out. We're going to do a line trace by channel. Okay, once we get the line trace, we need a couple things here. We're going to drag it right into here, okay? We're just doing this right in the construction script. We're not really going to need any more variables. We'll do this with just some math. Let's get the actor's location. Now, that's the first thing we need is the actor's location, okay? We're going to drag that into start, okay? And then we're going to take this right here, and we're going to add. We're going to vector plus vector. But it's going to be negative 4,000, okay? Negative 4,000, we're going to plug it in there. So now we're drawing a line straight down from the mesh, okay? And we're going to put it down to for duration so we can see it for now. And again, this is code you may not keep. This is something I use when I'm actually building my map. And because, again, these may be blueprints like they are now. They may be blueprints instead of just meshes. And then you may need to do certain things with them and change their location, and it can get really annoying. So let's keep going. We're going to make sure that it hits something. So let's type in where a branch, bro. If it hits the ground, because I'm drawing a line from the air, wherever the mesh is. So if it draws a line straight down, if it hits the ground, what do we want to do? You want to type in the word break here and break the hit result, and you'll see impact point. Yeah, baby. Impact point. Grab your tree over here, drag a line, set world location, okay? Set the world location to be that right there, okay? And that's pretty good, actually. We're going to add one more variable in a minute. I ain't going to lie to you, but let's take the impact point and plug it into the location. Now, let's just look at what happens. Let's compile and go back. Okay, let's drag in a tree. Okay, now what happens is you'll see it disappear immediately. Oh, but sometimes it doesn't. If I go underneath, if you notice, if I go underneath, it'll go underneath. But if I go up, it'll stay up. That's pretty cool. So let's say I got my arrow way up here, right? I got my arrow way up here, and I'm moving it down. Oh, you can see. Okay, you see the tree continuously following the terrain for me the way I'm asking it to, because I told it to, because I like it like that. Now you can make the line as long as you want. Mine's 4G. You know what I'm saying? So now the point is I can just move my trees around. If I click on the tree, grab the arrow, and move it left and right, and it's a little bit less complicated, just a little bit. It's not much, but you may accidentally go underneath, and you're like, oh no. We'll talk about that right now. We're going to talk about it right now. Actually, let's do one thing before that. You may want to adjust the height of where it's actually landing there. So check out exactly how I would do that. I would unplug this and do a vector plus vector again, bro, because I love them. But I want to make sure it's plugged in here, sure, but I want to make sure I split this second one, okay? Let's split the second one because we actually only want to affect the Z. Let's promote the Z. No, God, don't promote it to a local variable, bro. Don't do that. Promote it to a regular variable, and I'm going to name it height adjustment. Oh, did I spell it? No, God, I spelled it wrong, and it's okay. It's okay if you spell it wrong when you're doing a tutorial, bro. That's what I've been telling myself for a long time. Now let's add a little yellow dot, compile, and go back. Now what's cool is if I'm moving it around, but I'm like, oh, he's on a hill. Let's move it down just a little bit or up just a little bit. Boom. You can do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's typically set right on the money. But if it's like I said, you're on a hill and you're like, need to go down just a little bit, bro. Just make it go down in there a little bit. There you go. No problem. A quick height adjustment. You're like, oh man, I don't get it. Like, don't I just want to use the location right here? You can, bro. Again, I'm just saying this is a different way to do it, a different approach. It may be quicker. You may enjoy the feel of it better. It's because you have complete control. It's pretty neat. Now, the only problem we have now is if I go under the world, it's not really going to work, right? It sends me under the world. You know what I'm saying? We can fix that, okay? So check it out. We have a branch up here that says if it hits something to set the location. But what if it doesn't hit something? Well, that's what we need to check out. I'm going to take this whole thing, the whole thing, bro, and Control-C, Control-V, and copy and paste that bad baby and drag from the false into this line trace. But instead of -4G, we're going to set it to we're gonna set it to +4G. And now what's going to happen is it's going to draw a line up and down. Now, I get it. You're like, bro, I'm not 100% sure. Well, I am sure, bro. So now, if I go up or down, I've got him set on the terrain. You know what I'm saying? So now, yeah, there's all kind of lines going on, and you can turn those off. But no matter where I am, I got this bad baby just hooking to the ground for me. You know what I'm saying? So you may be setting trees, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to have to freaking go up and down all the time, and you just want to be able to move it left and right, and then you want it to hit the right spot. You're just moving your trees across some bumpy terrain, and, you know, you're holding Alt, you know, so you're holding Alt and selecting all kind of them, and you're just like, bro, I already want them to be in line with each other. So look what I'm doing now, bro. Well, look what I'm doing. And then I can go into each one. And again, if you want to, go here, turn off the duration, set it to none 2 times. Don't be scared. Just like that, boom, you're done. You're done, son. And you go back. And then you have all your trees up here. It lined them up differently. If I need to adjust the height, I can. If I need to adjust the tallness, I can. And it's quick. And again, you could use the scale here, but you may be affecting the entire blueprint. And like I said, you can set the height to be 2 different ways. If it's on a slope, make it be a certain height. You can continue toying with this construction script. And I know we've toyed with it before, and we've toyed with like doing exactly this kind of stuff, but I wanted to show you a different way to terrain or to lay out your objects. Like I said, I hold Alt and boom, it literally is just keeping the thing against it. All the red lines are gone, and it's just keeping that bad baby on the terrain where I want it. If I can set it back to 0 to where it's about right. And as I move it around, man, we got all kind of trees just following the ground for me. You know what I'm saying? You may like this. I think it's very productive. It's kind of more up to you than it is me, but I figured I would show you. It's kind of a neat little trick. I did see a couple pretty big developers using a trick that was very similar to this a while back, and I'm not going to lie, I don't know if I'm doing it like them. No clue, because I didn't see the code, but this is how I do it, and I like it, and I hope you like it because I like it. But if you don't like it, we don't have to like the same thing, and we can still be friends because everybody has their own opinion. If we don't like the same things, that's okay. I'm sorry for yelling. I love you, miss you. Thank you guys for watching DepriveD Productions on YouTube. We got all kind of links in the description of the video. You want to check us out on Facebook, itch.io, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, whatever. We got a game. We got a second game we're about to release. We're about to do a big release on the game, a new EP I'm announcing tomorrow, baby, tomorrow. And we're getting ready to jump back into UE4 Minecraft. So get ready. Minecraft UE4 got a few tutorials coming up for that. Going to start getting the world kind of set up a little better, you know what I'm saying? It's auto-saving all kind of packages. I don't care. But guys, thanks for watching. Josh here with DepriveD Productions. Subscribe to us, like us on Facebook, all that good stuff. Love you, miss you. We'll see you super soon. We'll see you tomorrow, but then in a couple days with a new tutorial. Until then, peace.